Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
So, on our previous turn, good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon, sir.
We have covered the plastics part, and one part was left, and that is adhesives used in our industry, building industry. So, for adhesives, actually, as I have shown you yesterday, that classification of the plastics, classification and the document. Adding this particular document which we are going to discuss just now, I will add it and I will circulate it with you as I have done for plastics. So a little bit classification is required, although its use is more important. Adhesives are the substances used for binding the surfaces of the various materials such as wood, metal, plastics, and glass. So various adhesives come in various variants. It can be used to fix up to wood pieces, to wood laminates, plywood. As the content which I have shared with you, along with this particular book which I have shared yesterday, it has been also given. I will go back a little bit. So steel and all the structural forms of steel are given in this particular book. You can see ferrous metal, non-ferrous metals, which is exactly as per the syllabus of your subject, material testing and evaluation. Aluminium, copper, properties, uses, its salient properties and uses, properties of steel, cast iron, paints and allied products. This we have, this is in a small part, this one. So we will discuss it later in detail. Glass we have already done a lot. So prior to this, why I have returned back is the variants of wood products, that is timber, commercially available into the market. So you can see here batten board, laminated lumber, veneers. So from here, from this book, page number 26, from page number 26, whatever we have discussed earlier in timber, we have also discussed various products and byproducts also. So, but here in this particular page number 26, it is given in more detail. Each and every product, its specification, its use, such as veneers, they are available in 0.4 to 6 or more thickness. And by joining the edges of veneers, sheets of decorative designs are prepared. Plywoods, the classification of the plywood and its uses are given. So please refer this particular page, page number 26. The document which I am preparing, where the syllabus content is onto the left hand side, and onto the right hand side, the source of the document, page number and the document is being given. I will circulate it to you about 25th of May. So why I have come to this particular page is you can see laminate board, plywood, batten board, and its explanation has been given here. So when commercial uses of timber comes up, this is the thing you can write down, you can read it out, and you can understand. Now I will come back to page number 33. Adhesives and glues, they are the substances used for binding various different kinds of surfaces. Wood, metal, plastic, glass. Glue is a term generally indicative. You can say it is a generic term which adds two surfaces actually. Classification of adhesives is organic and synthetic. Organic in the adhesive and synthetic adhesive.
सर आप म्यूट हो गए हो।
The quality, okay, no problem. The quality of an adhesive is judged by considering several factors such as degree of thickness, strength of bond developed after drying or setting, rapidity of bonding, because all these factors are going to influence where this particular adhesive is going to be used and what level of strength we require, how much fast that bond is going to develop. Suppose you want to have a load bearing bond, such as we have in sometimes what we do, we we do the rebarring of the reinforcement into the wall. हम जो हमारा अगर हम कोई reinforcement बाद में लगाते हैं किसी कॉलम में, किसी कॉलम में बाद में reinforcement लगाते हैं, उसमें epoxies हम इंजेक्ट करते हैं. Those epoxies are nothing but a kind of adhesive. So, and you can see that if you are using epoxy for load bearing, for reinforcement to carry the load, how much strength it requires. Organic and synthetic adhesives are further divided mainly into 4 classes. Organic adhesives, animal protein glues, these products, they are not directly used as a commercial. Although you can see the whichever are on the right hand side, synthetic adhesives, because they are already manufactured and are available as commercial products. So they may be used as a direct product, but these one starch adhesives, casein adhesives, they are used for manufacturing either synthetic adhesives or some other products in adhesives domain only. General properties and use. The properties of each type and uses particular to building industry. So this term is very important, that why it is good and important for us to study this document is that we are discussing everything in corresponding to the building industry. Will now be discussed organic adhesives, animal protein glues. So it is page number 33. You may write down that the book Anshu sir has shared, Bindra Arora, page number 33. I will be finding this particular article, that is adhesives. Organic adhesives, animal protein glues, these glues are obtained by boiling the waste pieces of skins, bones, trimmings, etc. of animals. So what is the source of this particular animal protein adhesive? That is by boiling the bones, pieces of the skins, and other parts of the animals with hot water. We finally, after some processing, strong and enough joints are easily applied, but they are affected by damp and moist conditions. So, what is the application part? What is the limitation of the application and what is the benefit of application? That is this given. What are the benefits relative to other types of adhesives and what is its limitation? Now, this animal protein glue has got the limitation that it is vulnerable towards moisture, damp and moist conditions. Animal glues are available in the form of flakes, pearls, cakes, cubes, or in the form of jelly also. This is used in the manufacture of plywood, laminated timbers, etc. blood albumin glues. This type of glue is made by drying raw blood. It is drying raw blood. This glue is of better quality and is affected little by the moist conditions. So it has got a merit over animal protein glues. Now casein adhesives. These are prepared from casein precipitated from skimmed milk. So what is the source? Source is skimmed milk. That is the processed milk. It has been specified that these adhesives should fulfill the following fineness requirements. Because we know the viscosity of an adhesive is quite different as compared to solids, and it is an in between state between a solid and a liquid. So the fineness has got a special purpose. For wet mix glue, it should pass through ISC 60 when shaken for 10 minutes. That means the fineness of this particular type of glue should be such that it should pass through Indian standard sieve number 60. And for dry mix glue, it is for the wet one. It should pass through IS sieve number 25. These glues possess high resistance to moisture. When used for joining purposes. However, they are not resistant to molds and bacteria. That means they can be attacked by molds and bacteria. This is their limitations. So these are the actually three things. Rather, I should say there are four things which are required to be remembered while explaining each and every glue or any other material. Let us say a different type of timber also. What is the source of that particular product? That is, if I'm saying any type of adhesive, what is the source of that adhesive? What is the limitation of that adhesive? What is extra benefit of that adhesive over other adhesives? Fourth one and the last one, how it is beneficial in a commercial use or where it is actually practically used in the building industry. Now, if you are using this particular adhesive for dry mix glue into kitchen of a house, so if molds and bacteria are acting, termites may also act. So vulnerability has to be defined. Then starch adhesives. These glues are made from vegetable starch. So what do we require? We require a source. What is the source of starch adhesives? Vegetable starch. So it can come as a short answer question or it can be a long answer question. They possess good strength on drying but are not moisture resistant. Even they are not moisture resistant. Synthetic, synthetic adhesives or glues. So up till now we have discussed animal protein glue. We have seen blood albumin glues, which is made out of drying of the raw blood. Then we have got casein adhesives. Then we have seen starch adhesives. So we know the source of all four of them, and we know their uses, their limitation, that they are either from the skimmed milk or animal bones or animal skins, raw blood, or they are from the vegetable starch. Now we have got skin adhesives or glues, synthetic adhesives or glues. Synthetic adhesives are two, uh, thermosetting glues and thermoplastic glues. We have yesterday seen thermosetting plastics and thermoset plastics. So maybe they are of the same category. Let us read it out. Synthetic glues are based on synthetic resins. So sometimes it happens that whatever organic adhesives are there, they are being converted as resins, and they are then subsequently being used to prepare the synthetic glues. These glues have revolutionized the method of gluing for plywood and other woodworks. So for plywood work, the main their working domain is plywood. Synthetic resins. We have not yet started the categories. These glues are applied in the liquid and dry form. They are either applied in liquid or dry form. So you might have seen Favicol used to come into the market, which is it's it is available in the market with varying viscosities, even sometimes available in the liquid form also, with an almost viscosity of the liquid. Thermosetting glues are permanent once they are set. So thermosetting, this is the difference between thermo setting glues and thermoplastic glues. They are permanent once they are set. Whereas a thermoplastic glue are can be made plastic again by reheating. So the same difference is there. Now here we have got thermoplastic glue. There it was thermosetting plastic and thermoset, and here we have got thermosetting glue and thermoplastic glues. So thermoplastic glues can be remolded, that it can be again used by reheating. All these glues from synthetic resins are strong, waterproof, and the setting time can be regulated by varying the kind and amount of the hardener. Now, as a commercial, as I was telling yesterday, I was citing an example there, that grouting of the soil using high-end grouting mixture, which is made up of an epoxy and a hardener, epoxy and a actual product. Or I've also cited an example of filling the cracks. Similarly, these commercial products, when used in the plywood industry, they are being also mixed with an hardener to change the viscosity or to change any other property of the mix to have a particular kind of dry state and fixity at the bond between two interfaces. They are resistant to fungal attack and possess non-staining qualities. Strong, waterproof, setting time can be regulated by varying the kind of hardener. So by the varying amount of hardener, the setting time can be increased and decreased. Phenolic resins, as we can see here, we have got phenolic resins, recorcinol resins, urea resins, and melamine resins. Phenolic resins are available in film, powder, and liquid forms. They require heat and pressure to form a permanent strong bond. They require heat and pressure. So this is their limitation. You can say that it requires heat and pressure to form a high bond between two surfaces. They are used in the manufacture of resin bonded plywood. So again, we have got the used in the manufacture of resin bonded plywood. Resorcinol resins. Resorcinol resins are actually dark viscous liquids. They become hard in short time at low temperatures. That means it is written low temperatures. That is even at the room temperature, it can be within short span of time they can become hard. They are resistant to heat, moisture, fungi, and bacteria. That means they are of a high-end quality resins because they are resistant against most of the damaging, I should say, environment conditions such as heat, moisture, fungi, and bacteria because some are natural and some are man-made. Moisture, if we can control the moisture, we should control it. So they are resistant, but the problem is that they are very fast setting. They are very fast setting, and that is their limitation. Short time at low temperatures. Urea formaldehyde resins. Glues of these resins are available in the form of syrups and powders. This one is available in form of liquids, and they are available in the film, powder, and liquid form, three forms. This one is in liquid, and this one is syrup and powders. They are extensively used in joinery work to form water-resistant glue joints. Joinery works means most of the time in the wooden houses or the carpentry work, whenever we join the thick joints, so they are called as joineries, and there it is used. Melamine resins, glues of these resins require heat and pressure. Again, they require heat and pressure. Phenolic resins were requiring heat and pressure. So phenolic resins and we have got melamine resins very close in application. They are used in the manufacture of plywood. Synthetic resins such as now we are discussing generic qualities of these two broad categories. I will circle it up. We have got organic and we have got synthetic. Synthetic resins are such as nitrocellulose, ethyl cellulose, vinyl polymers, and acrylic resins are of little use to building industry. So 3 to 4 synthetic adhesives have been documented here, which has got limited use in the building industry. Adhesives based on epoxy resins are very successful and provide a very strong bond. So I have cited 2 to 3 examples of even grouting. Even you can use in the you can say normal concrete grouting. Also, you can use epoxies. In tunneling, what happens in tunneling? What is the problem? अगर हम टनलिंग में ग्राउटिंग कर रहे हैं तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है हमारी? Some of you are from Himachal Pradesh or Jammu Kashmir. Their tunnels are there, or new tunnels are constructed. Or being a civil engineer, you might be knowing that there is some limitation. There is a problem in tunneling. What is that problem? It is difficult to do the grouting work in the tunneling because of the curved surface. It is curved surface. So what happens? We can add epoxies, fast setting epoxies into the grouting material for it to settle down, the concrete grout to settle down fast. It should not lay off. It should not pull out easily and fast. So that is another use apart from the grouting the soil part in geotechnical strengthening of the foundation. Or you can do the use the epoxies into reinforcing the bars, what we call as retrofitting or rebarring into the building industry. So these are the rubber glues. Rubber dissolved in benzene are used for several purposes such as joining rubber, plastics, glass, etc. It is also known as rubber cement. Asphalt we have discussed. So for today we will end our lecture here only. You all are supposed to be online for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I will take the attendance record.